Driving the car, number 28 from South Windsor, Connecticut, Richie Gautreau. Next to him, number 38, Rick Menevere. And in our final roll, Dale Fifield in the 23, Al Bergman in the 6. Here we go with Charlie Nappy leading the pack into turn number 1. Tom Williams follows right along in car 92 as Scott Moran gets shuffled back. Leo Bim Adams moving very quickly toward the front. Keep an eye on Bim. He's running in third place in car 16. Tire smoke coming out of the Scott Foster car. No problem there at the moment as Nappy leads lap number 1 of 25. Adams goes to the outside, now drops down low on the inside, trying to move up to position number 2. Bim Adams, number 16, who has made some spectacular passes, watches as Nappy gets tapped from the back. Adams now moves up on the inside. Bennett, looking at the situation, drops down to the inside. We're going to go 3 wide, coming out of turn number 4. Nappy with a challenge, holds on as they get 3 wide across the start-finish line. Meanwhile, Larry Master making a quick move to the front in the 78. Keep an eye on Larry as he moves to the outside of Tom Butler behind Pete Giles. Here they come, they start to break through. Problems on the backstretch. Oh, sheet metal everywhere. 4 cars tied up together. 2 of them go on top of each other, and the yellow flag comes out. Richie Gautreau, Rod Renshaw, and George Bissett involved in that one. Yellow and red appears to be displayed now, just the yellow flag. Field is now slowing down. And you can see the heavy damage to the Renshaw machine, and of course Bissett not too happy at all as he alights from his automobile. A little mix-up coming out of turn 2. The field started to scatter. Peterson, the young man, has done very well. Also tightens up. The green flag is out, and we are racing. Nappy still on the inside with the advantage, but not for long. Whoa, your car's going every which way. And miraculously, we only tear up a little bit of sheet metal, but I'll tell you what, folks, there was some nervous folks out there. That's what you call late model driving 101. Whoa. 31 spinning right in the middle of the pack all by himself, and that set off the channel down. But I've been wrong before. How many times have we preached to these guys? You don't win the race on the first few laps. Here we go. Nappy is faltering, and this time Williams has a problem. Look, we got 4 wide. Oh, look at on top of each other, and Vassar bang goes into the wall. Larry Vassar, number 78. And you could sure see that one coming. You cannot fit 4 cars on the front straightaway. Vassar is putting out some smoke, so it appears that he might have cooling system damage. And boy, what did we say a minute ago? These guys are going to wait for a couple laps to settle down. I guess I better go back and read the program again. Yo. And we're calling for the ambulance. Larry took a pretty hard lick into that wall. Larry Vassar, the pool and drywall entry, is sitting currently in 5th spot in the points. Tough break for him. He's a real nice young guy, always enthusiastic with a big smile on his face, and hopefully all he got was the bell rung a little bit as he went into the wall, but not enough room. As soon as we can, we'll have a report for you from the scene. We have 2 gentlemen in the infield, Barry Simons and Joe Abate, and Barry's heading that way right now, and you'll find out just exactly what's going on. We certainly aren't going to do anything. To the driver, and you know, it reflects more of the guy's personality, involvement with the sport, and so on and so forth, than just his driving alone. So, those of you that have not got your pit stopper, I recommend you go and get it, fill out your entry form, and drop it off in the office on the way out. And those of you with binoculars or great eyesight, or who are down in that area, can tell that Larry's now walking around. Barry Simons is working his way back toward the infield. Barry, have you got anything to report as yet?
Yes, they took a bit of time getting Larry out of the car because quite a lot of neck strain. But he's okay. The EMT boys were on the scene straight away. They checked him out. Took a moment to get his helmet off because his neck hurt, which is understandable, because the sideway thrust that he took there was more than somewhat something I should not like to have myself. Anyway, the
folks that are in position to capitalize tremendously if they're able to maintain. Charles Nappy, number 33, who's sitting.
They've got that car now set up just the way they want it. That's number 64, right alongside Bim Adams in the 16, the outside of the second row. So here we go. They wind them up. Head for turn 4, and there's the green flag.
And we are racing. Nappy, number 33, in control. But not for long. He's got all kinds of company. Williams goes on the outside. Adams drops down on the inside. And he takes his foot out of it just a bit, but Williams, number 92, now in the lead. Charles Nappy with a great run down the back straightaway, closes the gap up. And here comes Adams on the outside. Now he drops down a little bit. Bennett goes way wide and picks up 2 positions. Herb Bennett showing these young guys how to get around.
A little swapping of paint going on throughout the pack, and these boys are still at it hot and heavy. Adams gets sideways, and Konopka had to back off just a little. Then he goes spinning, collects Richie Gottro's left front. That damages the number 28 car. Childs avoided contact. McCarthy in the 37 gets by. As they head for their line, they're still rolling, and all the cars are out of harm's way. Konopka taking the worst of that one. Here they go now with Bennett, the challenge on the outside. He takes the second spot away from Nappy, moves down the backstretch to challenge Tom Williams.
Herb Bennett Sr., number 64, on the outside. Look at this guy up against the wall now. The car's sideways, and he's still moving straight ahead. Williams trying to hold him off. Bennett on a mission. Will not be denied. Nappy moving back even further. Now riding in third place still. Tim Adams trying to make the move around on the outside. There goes Bennett. Herb Bennett Sr., number 64, into the lead. Tim Adams, number 16, with another classic pass. Now running in third spot. And we're still slipping and sliding. These guys are standing on the throttle.
Herb is 56 years old, and he's showing these kids how it's done right now as he moves out of turn 2. And here comes Tim Adams. Contact in the back of the pack.
And this who spun around your leaders, Justin Tarski, number 8. And Greco, number 21, come together. And they got 4 wide in there. Pete Childs once again. And Greco gives him a little 1-2 when he goes by. Greco gets fired up. Zatarski still sitting there. Chuck is a mild-mannered guy, but I'll bet you there's teeth marks in that steering wheel right now.
And we also need the ambulance at the 4X car. He collected Pete Childs, had nowhere to go on that backstretch, and caught Pete is circulating back there to find out what he can as soon as possible. Barry's heading over for Hall right now, where the ambulance is now stopped.
Allen from North Haven, Connecticut. A real competitor, likes to mix it up, but boy, he got T-boned
things out.
Oh, Tom Butler's getting repositioned, and Foster's getting repositioned.
Foster going to the back of the pack, involved in that caution. Of our number 2 point man, Chuck Zentarski, the captain's galley number 8. That Greco, if he finishes 11th or better, even if Zentarski were to win, would wrap up the late model championship. Now Zentarski pulls out of the back pit gate and also will pick up at the rear of the field.
Go through to get on and off the track was 1 lane.
All right, we're going green, and we'll get a report from Barry Simons in just a moment. Here we go, heading for the line, and there's the green flag.
And here we go again. The veteran, number 64, Herb Bennett, in the lead. Tim Adams drops down to the inside, gets underneath Williams. They stay bunched up together. Butler trying to make a move. Peterson drops down to the 17. Foster moving up, and Nappy continues to go to the back of the pack. Herb Bennett Sr., number 64, seems to have this thing dialed in. Tim Adams, number 16, starting to close the gap. Here comes Butler, number 4, young man in the green car. Peterson right behind him, the 2 young guys against the 2 older guys.
And it's interesting to note, Tony, our point leader is having problems. The 21 of Greco off the pace. Well back of the last car of Jim Janeski. So an interesting development there. Meanwhile, Zentarski has moved 4 positions ahead of Greco.
Well, they seem to be almost sort of kind of maybe nearly settling down. Adams looking for some room. Here comes Peterson, number 17, underneath Butler. They're side by side on the back straightaway. Butler with a little bit more power going into 3, but Peterson down on the inside, and they catch right up with the leaders. Both cars sideways. They come out of 4th.
Peterson, a winner yesterday, certainly looking to make it 2 in a row. He now drops back into line behind Butler. Now, once again, he goes to the low side. And here he comes out of turn 2. But, once again, Butler with that surge out of the corner moves ahead of Peterson. Meanwhile, Bennett getting his fill of Vim Adams, filled with that number 16 in his mirror. Here comes Adams down to the outside as they cross the line, a complete lap 10.
Foster now moving up into the fray. You've got 6 cars really tight together. Williams dropping back one more, but Foster, number 22, making a run at Williams, number 92. And Herb Bennett Sr. just seems to be cruising along. Adams now gets down close to him on the turns, but on the straightaway, Herb Bennett just seems to be able to motor away. Watch the distance he puts on number 16. Tim Adams again closes up as they come down into turn number 1, drops way low on the apron of the racetrack. But Bennett able to motor away. Peterson again looking on the inside of Butler. And Foster on the inside of Williams. It looks like we're going to try to make 3 changes for position all at once. Peterson gets sideways and so does Butler, but they both maintain. Gather it back in. You think these guys are running on dirt.
Interesting battle going on for 5th place, too, between Scott Foster and Tom Williams. So you got 3 separate battles going on. We're coming up to the halfway mark. Herb Bennett still leading the way. Herb doing a great job.
And Greco's down on a tire. He's on the rim. The Shark, the leader, the guy who could have walked away with the championship is going to go a lap down. Tough break. Tough break for George Greco. He didn't have it wrapped up because it's never wrapped up until the final checkered flag. But there's a guy that's been consistent all year long, and it looks like the consistency is not going to carry him to the championship unless something drastic happens real quick.
I'm sure as Chuck Zentarski moved by, his hopes were certainly buoyed because he knows that if he can pick up a lot of ground on Greco, he has a chance for that title. Double points, remember, on the line today.
My line, and Herb Bennett Sr. is able to shut the door. Here he goes down on the inside now. Once again, Adams, number 16. Gets a wheel underneath, pulls right up behind him and gives him a tap, but it doesn't do any good. There's a senior gentleman in the number 64 yellow and blue car able to motor away. Number 17, Peterson, the young guy on a mission, moving up to challenge with the leaders.
Bennett just not yielding any room on the outside. And here comes Bim. You know he'll give it an effort. If Bennett can continue to hold that line, it's going to be an awfully difficult task for those 2 cars behind him.
And the young man from Ware, Massachusetts, Jim Peterson, he's looking for an opening. Watch him. He goes down on the inside of Adams. Adams takes him right along with him. They're both trying to get underneath. Bennett now. Peterson goes to the outside. Side by side for 2nd and 3rd spots. Peterson moves up, leans right on Bim Adams. Adams, a veteran in this particular class, just said, hey, watch this. Slides to the outside and pushes the young man in number 17 car up against the wall.
Great action. This is what late model racing is all about. Always an exciting division, and certainly performing true to form today. Here we go. Adams will try the outside again. Peterson just looking for that opening. He gives Adams a bit of a tap. And here comes Adams moving up alongside. As they head to the line, we'll have just 6 laps to go. Who will it be at the line? It's still Bennett by half a car length.
Herb Bennett leans way outside and gives Bim Adams more than a tap. It's a hello wake-up call. And Peterson now with the advantage drops down on the inside. Bim Adams regains 2nd spot. Herb Bennett seems to recover from every type of assault that these guys put on him.
As we come to the line, Chris Hopkins has those 5 fingers in the air. Just 5 to go. And Bennett now has stretched out his lead to a car and a half length. All right, let's see if he can do it. Adams closes back in one more time. The veteran from Woodstock not giving up in car 16. And Peterson, who recorded his first win yesterday, looking to make it 2 in a row. Well, I'll tell you, hang on to your hats, folks. Meanwhile, let's check Chuck Zentarski. He's still well back in the pack. Victor Filberts over in the media booth will determine our winners after they chalk up the point standings at the conclusion of this one.
Meanwhile, our first 3 runners run nose to tail. Herb Bennett Sr., number 64, still with the advantage. But Bim Adams again tries the outside, and Peterson immediately drops down on the inside, trying to close the door for 2nd spot. And look at Foster gets sideways. He's ripping the rubber right off those tires. Bennett, as we come down to 3 laps remaining, still got this track wired. Peterson now sitting in 2nd spot. 2 laps to go, 2 more times around.
And one fellow we can't forget is Scott Foster. He's closing in to make it a 4-way race. Foster, apparently with the fastest car out there right now, has closed in with the lead pack. Here they come, and we've got 2 to go. Once again, Peterson on the outside, Adams down low to get back that spot.
manages to pull it back. Bim Adams slides back oh so gently into second spot. Foster looking for room to run. This guy, oh, he's got slow traffic in front of him. Now they're all going to have to go high. It doesn't, as the white flag comes out. One more time around. Then at number 64 in first place. Adams number 16 in second. Here comes Peterson 17 and Foster right on the rear bumper. These guys go side by side at the back straightaway.
Well, Bennett looking good as they head into turn number 3. Here he comes, the veteran from Stafford Springs, coming off turn 4. Can he hold on for his first win? Here they come. They head for the line, and it's Herb Bennett. Second goes to Bim Adams. Third to Jim Peterson. Fourth, Scott Foster. Well, Herb Bennett really showing the youngsters how to do it. Closed in on our leaders, but it'll be interesting to see if he had enough to at least take over second spot, but we shall see. Out of the top 5 in only 4 of his 19 starts, so you can certainly see that Mike deserved the championship for his outstanding run. Now here's the official top 10. In this competition, Bennett the winner, followed by Adams. Peterson takes third, Foster in fourth place. Fifth place goes to the 92 Tom Williams. Medevere finishing sixth in the 38. It was Tom Butler seventh in car 4. Eighth place goes to car number 7 by John Mayberry. And the 33 of Nappy finishing ninth, and the 37 of Ryan McCarthy, that is, finishing in 10th place. So there we are, our winner moving into victory lane. And when he gets out of this car, this gentleman deserves a big hand. 56 years of age. Hasn't been driving all that long, but certainly he showed the kids how to do it today.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the late model feature, the final feature of the year for the late models, Herb Bennett Sr. Now, to say that this is an enthusiastic crew down here, well, I'll tell you, this guy was given lessons in driving for the young fellows today. There's no doubt about it. As soon as we get the pictures taken, we'll get them up here and see if we can find out exactly what it is that made that magic touch from those old shoes go so fast around this half-mile race course. The winner of the late model feature, Herb Bennett Sr. Now, I watched you. You had your arm hung out the window like you were just going for a cruise. What's the secret for today's ride?
I don't know. We got all kinds of trouble yesterday, and we had to take the car home and worked on the car. Got the car home this morning, worked on it. Worked on it last night about 3 hours. Boys worked hard on it.
Let me tell you, you did a really good job. It was not a cakewalk. They were all over you. Bim Adams, he must have scratched off 14 cans of paint off the back of your car. How'd you manage to keep him off?
I don't know. He was rolling me awful close. Was tight a couple of times, I know that.
Well, you did a really great job, and there was all kinds of excitement going on early on in the race. How did you manage to keep clear of all of that?
It wasn't easy.
Well, in behalf of everybody here, and I know you got a few fans that are anxious to get up here with you, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Herb Bennett Sr.